What a guy. Funny. Ooh. Sparks. I want to know your stats, man.
Dude, I'm so lost. I have no idea where to go.
So the fastest weapon, or no, the fastest wielder of a weapon is obviously Melania, right?
Yeah.
Or Malekith. Both of them. Malekith is basically 10.5 meters per second in his swing, and Melania is 15, which is insane. So but you can mirror her thing, so you could potentially have up to that. All right, but average movement speed.
I'm just saying, like, a little slash of Billy's chainsaw isn't going to do that much. Considering the amount of hits they take from entities and powerful beings, way more powerful than Billy.
He could have like
but it's
holy saw blades that penetrate
He
Elden
does
armor.
It,
Okay. Well, don't underestimate what the hillbilly has in his shack, man. You don't know. Maybe he's got a chain for everything.
Subjectified in this, bro.
If the Tarnished, according to these metrics that I have here, the Tarnished would win a majority of the matches. Let's say they were to do 1,000 matches, Tarnished would win probably about 700 out of 1,000. However, Billy can outpace the Tarnished. If he were to play it in a momentum where he was just running circles around him, he could out stamina him. He moves way faster movement speed wise than the Tarnished does. And he's a indestructible fucking underworld being, same as the fucking Tarnished is. The only thing is he can't die. So that's the thing. Billy actually cannot die. Now it's both considered a purgatory. They're neither alive nor dead, but they're both considered a purgatory, and the Tarnished can get to a point where his body ceases to exist and he has to be rebirthed into a new body. All right.
You do bring up an interesting idea, Kyle. I'm gonna let you continue in just a moment.
Though, right?
What do you? Just a quick thought.
Yeah, no,
on Hillbilly being a Mortal Kombat playable character.
That would be sick.
That'd be sick. What about you, Kyle? Sick. Okay, all right. You can continue. That I just wanted to question you on that.
Yeah, no, that'd be sick.
Yeah, no, he'd be cool. Him or the nurse. Oh my god, put the nurse in Mortal Kombat.
You could.
The nurse would be cool too.
Yeah. Man. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
But I want to see.
Either way. In conclusion, so I literally went down and I broke down like everything, and I put it all into ChatGPT to break it down better for me, to articulate it better for me.
Mm-hmm.
And ChatGPT comes up with this, saying that the Tarnished would likely win most scenarios. The Hillbilly's speed and raw power make him dangerous, but the lack of versatility is basically where he fails. But at the end of it, it brings up a really good point. It says the fight would be one-sided unless the entity intervenes and gives Hillbilly an unnatural edge. And that's something that I don't think the Tarnished could fight.
I'm saying, bro, he has
giving him an edge.
Some
Depends on what kind of edges the entity could give. Because, like, to be honest, like, Billy does have crazy mobility, but it's linear mobility for the most part, right? He still has to close the gap onto the Tarnished, which the Tarnished would have plenty of spells and incantations to stun. Like my sword, for example. I released out a giant war cry, and it stuns literally everything within the radius. And then you like do a gravitational pull to where it just knocks them down. So like Billy wouldn't really have anything to fight something like that. He would just get messed up.
And I want to see you fight Melania right now.
Is that the final boss?
That guy. Well, she's not the final boss, but she's probably the hardest boss in the game. What I'm saying is,
forget where I'm at.
Melania moved. Melania's sword strikes are almost as fast, are slightly faster than how fast Billy physically moved.
How do you spell Melania?
At max, just like it sounds.
Melania.
Melania, yeah. Well, yeah,
Melania
MELA.
Trump is the first thing that pops up.
No, Melania Elden Ring. She's insane. She's a badass boss.
Melania. Blade of I've killed this bitch.
Okay. So the rate that she swings, he can physically move his body that fast. And he can move his entire.
It's like one of the last bosses, Damien. I'm pretty sure she is.
There's two versions of her. There's Melania, and then there's the Blade of Makilla, which is if I did fight any, that's the one I fought in. And then there's Melania, Goddess of, and I don't think I fought her.
Okay. Either way, what I'm saying is two things. One, he moves so fast that I believe that right off the bat, he would be a boss fight in that game. Just because of his speed. He would be a boss fight in that fucking game. Because he is just incredibly fast comparatively to what they have in that game. Like being able to dodge him you would have to be very good at the game if you were trying to dodge Billy in Elden Ring. So that right there, I think that's a leg up on his side. Also, one thing that a professional Billy player can attest to is if you give him enough room, which Elden Ring is fucking huge, and those boss fights, the arena that they fight in are massive. If you give Billy enough room, you're fucked. Because he could just do circles until he gets a fucking bead on you and then come right at you. Like the only thing that truly hampers Gabe in Dead by Daylight is the maps are too small for him. You give him a big map where he can just fucking do circles and shit, but man, he'd be hard to dodge. I'm not saying that I know how great, like how many powers the Tarnish has. I know how powerful they are. I'm not discounting that, and I do think that over a period of 1,000 battles, that the Tarnish would win the majority of them. But I would not sleep on Billy. I'd still think he'd be a boss character in the fucking game. Like he'd be a main storyline boss if you were to drop him into that game. So
it's amazing.
The man can't. He can't die, and I honestly, I would say that for a lot of the characters from Dead by Daylight. I think that they would be boss characters that the Tarnish would have to fell in order to, like, maybe not legendary felled, but they'd be like a boss felled. They would definitely be a boss. You know, they're not Radon or anything, which I looked it up. Radon, he can shoot his arrows 50 meters per second, which is just dumb. That's like 5 times how fast Billy can run.
Yeah, Billy can run like 13 meters a second, I think. That's how fast he goes.
Yeah, Foley's statted out, it's 13.4.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
It really, I mean, yeah, comparatively, it's super fucking fast. Because the average Tarnish runs 2 to 3 meters per second.
2 to 3.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking it up right here, and then like glintstone spells can be anywhere between 5 and 10 meters per second, so that's really fast. Radon's arrows are 50 meters per second, and then there's Radon's fucking meteor drop, which is insane. That's 100 meters per second, but that's only Radon doing that. So, Melania though and Malekith are the fastest weapon attacks, which Malekith is 10 meters per second, and Melania is 15, which is just stupid. She's fast as hell. That is a very well made boss. I like her a lot. But usually the tarnish, the fastest the tarnish can really like physical movement speed is 6 to 8 meters, and that's only on a dash. So it's just for a short amount of time, and it's based off of stamina. You lose too much stamina, you can't keep dashing, and then fucking here comes Billy with unlimited stamina. You know, just whoom. You know, he got a chainsaw and a hammer. He wants to play.
He got a chainsaw.
I think he'd put up a good fight. I think he'd put up a good fight. And if the entity intervened, you wouldn't win.
Oh man.
But the entity is kind of finicky, so I'm not counting on the entity to intervene. But I think you could compare and contrast characters from any video game. As long as you're objective about it and you're not fucking, you know, just fanboying on somebody's fucking dick so hard that you can't fucking see past it, like, you know, like you should be able to pick any two characters and put them up against each other.
Yeah, Damien, you hear that? Quit fanboying on Elden Ring.
No, I don't think he's fanboy. I think he's being fair. I'm just saying some people would. Like everybody be like, Link can beat everybody. You know?
I mean, he does have a sword that seals the darkness.
Link would beat everybody.
Dude, I'd see that so much in forums. Everybody's like, Link is the most powerful character ever created in video games.
I do feel like Link could beat Billy.
No.
Dude, he has the sword that seals the darkness. He literally tears through evil creatures.
And maybe like light arrows or something like that would help him out.
No.
However,
no, you just need to hit Billy. So Billy would come running at him, okay? And then Link would do some sort of fancy sword attack that you would see in Assassin's Creed, and then Billy would be cut in half.
But Link is still a
I'm not fanboying here, man. I'm just using accurate judgment, considering the arsenal that both creatures have.
I guess I haven't played Breath of the Wild and all those, so I guess I can't that much. But from all the older Zelda games and stuff like that, he moves slow. He has no speed.
He's not a speed demon. Like he's like
speed is everything when it comes to a fight, like a battle anyway.
He's got tactics, he's got weapons, he's got armor, he's got a bunch of things and whatnot, and I do agree with that. But if that chainsaw hits him, he's fucked.
If the chainsaw hits him,
he can't dodge it.
There's people who dodge Billy all the time in Dead by Daylight. I actually disagree with Kyle. I don't think Billy would stand a chance against Elden Ring characters. I was just letting you.
Yeah.
I don't think he would stand a chance against Elden Ring characters, but I think I'm with Kyle. I haven't played enough Zelda to really have a legit opinion, but I think
Link can take down giants, man.
Well, I mean, so could technically Billy. I guess it's probably a pretty good fight.
He agrees with Kaya. All right. On every aspect. I don't even think you know what's happening, Clippy.
I just feel like Link's power scaling isn't that incredible.
Power stealing? What do you mean?
Power scaling.
It's not Link's power that's amazing. It's the sword that literally can just slice through darkness like it's butter.
I mean, that would be included in power scaling.
That's the only thing that really matters in this argument is what weapon is going against what weapon.
Weapon would be included in power scaling, bro. Power scaling is basically like determining at what rate or at what they can do. Can they destroy a planet? Can they destroy a city block? Can they just, you know what I mean? Like, what is their power scale? What's the damage that they can?
He's against Damien, Clippy says. So you're already wrong.
Okay, wait, real quick. Can the sword that you're talking about, can it be damaged?
I mean, technically, it can be shattered with Ganon's power. It happens in Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay.
Yeah. But
And
it's
from,
a pretty. You need to watch the scene to kind of understand that a little bit more. It's not like.
no,
Yeah.
I'm just going off of straight off canonic fucking references from the game or whatnot. Can Billy's chainsaw be damaged?
I don't know. It doesn't say that it can't.
Yeah. So,
It can overheat. I mean, he had an old chainsaw that was kind of a piece of shit that would overheat. You know.
Right. Yeah.
It
But
wears
now the
down
new
with
one-
use.
The new one overheats and it gets better.
It doesn't get better. He gets faster.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Link is great, and he's a powerful character. Whatnot. Like I would have to see this, and I'd have to see the breakdown of it in Death Battles on YouTube. So they did Link versus Cloud. It was like the first Death Battle ever done, and they broke it down. And I love Death Battles because they do all this shit that we're talking about. They go through every fucking thing that they have, and at that time. They did not have Tears of the Kingdom, and I admit that because it was before that game came out. All right.
Damn.
Or Breath of the Wild. But they made it pretty powerful. Beat Cloud easily.
I feel like sometimes Death Battles is a little bit subjective. Like, I don't always agree with their outcome.
So there's only two outcomes I disagreed on. Alright, one of them is Superman versus Goku, which is just fucking stupid. Goku should have won that. I don't give a fuck.
Goku's power scaling is actually insane, and Superman doesn't possess anything that would catch Goku off guard. Goku's stronger. He levels up in a sense. Like, you know, he has like a certain power level, right? Like, let's say he's like maxed out. He's just fighting as hard as he can. You can't put it past Goku to become stronger, faster, and smarter during that fight.
So Superman at one point in the comics, and this is where it gets ridiculous. At one point in the comics, Superman becomes a god. Okay. Same as and that's what they were doing when the first time when they fought each other. It wasn't Goku. It wasn't God Goku, and it wasn't Superman God. Right? They fought each other. But the second time they fought him, they did that, and that's where they get into his religion. The religion was actually started in the comic book for Superman, to go over, you know, kind of where these powers came from at a greater level, other than just the genome and the sun powering him up and shit like that. And basically in his religion, it's written in the canon saying that because of his religion, Superman will always be as powerful as he needs to be to fight whatever foe he's fighting. And that's why they have him beating Goku in the Death Battles, which is bullshit in my opinion. I still think Goku would beat Superman if they were real and fighting each other. But for the most part, I do agree with the Death Battles. I think that they give a legitimate explanation on why who would win or whatnot. They did. And I've never seen any of the Airbender cartoon or shows or whatever. You know, you guys watch them?
No.
I've seen some Avatar.
Okay. So Toph.
Yeah, Toph.
You know, Toph, the little girl that you can do
the
like
Earthbender. Yeah.
Earthbender?
She's like the best Earthbender there ever lived, pretty much.
So she like fucking destroyed Dara. Like,
and I don't actually agree with that at all.
It wasn't actually even a competition.
I know, in the Death Battle.
Yeah, because she can do metal bending, and he has gold in his stand.
Yeah, I don't.
So
I don't know if I agree with that at all.
I've never seen the Airbender stuff, so I was a little bit upset because I kind of wanted Gara to win. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, she can control metals and whatnot, but like, if she like still at the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
When two people can control one item, they're gonna fight over it, right? They're gonna
Sure.
fight over the control, and whoever is stronger is going to win. And so I guess like you have to take the best forms of each, and a more fair
Right.
comparison would be Jinchuriki Gaara versus.
So that's what pissed me off is they didn't allow him to use the Jinchuriki.
And that's the
in the
fair
battle.
comparison because they'd be relatively the same age. So
Right.
I mean, Gaara got nerfed when he lost Shikaku. Like, at the same time, if Taupe was to fight Gaara, like Jinchuriki Gaara, I don't think Shikaku would allow him to control the sand. I think
Right.
I think his overwhelming presence and his chakra is far stronger than any the.
Yeah. So that kind
universe.
of like that, I was a little bit upset. But even like I'm a Batman fan. I love Batman, and they've had Batman on Death Battle 3 different times. All right, and 2 of them were against Marvel characters. One of them was against Captain America, which he fucking destroyed, and then the other one was against Spider-Man, and Spider-Man ripped his head off and played basketball. All right. Do I like it? No. Do I agree with it? Yes. Spider-Man's just physically so much stronger than Batman. It's not even fair. But then again, they don't allow. But at the beginning of every Batman death battle that they did, they specifically had to put a disclaimer in there saying, "This is strictly a fight where the 2 people meet up on the street and say we should fight right now." That's how the fight starts. All right? Because if it started before that, Batman would never lose to literally anyone because he is the best at creating dossiers and finding people's weaknesses and shit like that.
I think there's people that could beat him even if he had prep time. But I agree that he could beat almost anybody. But I do think there's people that
I'm not saying he's invincible, but yeah, I mean he can beat Superman. So like
he could beat Superman. I don't like if you're talking across versus, like across universes. I don't think he could really beat anyone that could get into his mind and control it. Like I don't think he could beat a Genjutsu user from Naruto. I don't think he could beat like you could say like Batman could be like, oh, so I can't look in their eyes. But then
or he's one of them again, I can never pronounce that shit. Genjutsu. It's all about willpower though too, and he's got a lot of that. So I'm saying I still think
willpower, but finding a natural ground to release your chakra and snap yourself out. So it's not willpower, but it's like basically like the way they explain it in Naruto is Jiraiya teaches Naruto that if he can stand on water and then allow himself to fall into the water, you know what I mean? Like he can focus all the chakra in his feet, and then he could break that control, and the disruption in his chakra flow would break the Genjutsu. And I don't think Batman. So I mean, I don't think he would. I mean, the only way
So
to
they did
something like that would be to not look at them, or to basically have the same abilities as that person.
They did Kakashi Sensei with specifically like with the Genjin whatever with that versus Obi-Wan, and I was trying to explain this to Gabe long time ago, and he just would not listen to me. But basically the entire battle it goes Kakashi's winning the entire battle from the fucking get-go, right? And then at the end of it he realizes the entire time he has been under basically mind controlled by Obi-Wan.
I mean, I could see it going that way too, but if Kakashi but I don't know. Also, like I could just see Kakashi opening Kamui and instantly just vanishing a Jedi to the dimension that the Kamui's linked to.
Jedi are just too powerful.
But if no, I mean no, like legit, like Kakashi could do that right off the rip, right? But the way that Naruto fights are written, Kakashi doesn't resort to that unless it's a very dire situation, the drain it puts on him. But like technically he could, like they could meet up to fight, they could bump fists, and he could just fucking Kamui his ass into another dimension and fight's over. Like technically he could do that.
They had another Jedi. They had Luke Skywalker on there, obviously the chosen one, right? And versus Harry Potter. That one was pretty good too. Harry Potter got exploded. It was excellent.
Harry Potter doesn't stand a chance.
No, against Luke Skywalker, not a fucking chance.
No.
So, what's his name? Jeff will not watch any more death battles ever for the rest of his life. He has sworn them off because of one of them. And so he's a big fan of Kratos from God of War.
Oh,
Jeff,
really? Who's Kratos go against?
Spawn.
James Bond?
Spawn.
No, Spawn.
Oh, Spawn. I thought you
Not
said
even
Bond. Spawn.
I don't know enough about Spawn to make like an informative decision about that, but I'd like to agree that Kratos would walk out of that fight winning, but like I said, I don't know enough about Spawn.
So they make Spawn overpowered in the comics to a point where there's a war between heaven and hell, and in the comics, and so God is literally fighting the devil, and they're sending their people, and Spawn's like, this is bullshit. You're killing a bunch of innocent people because of your fucking war. So he snaps his fingers, turns God and the devil into babies, and then makes them grow up with each other and fucking get to know each other. Like he is that powerful in the comics, and it's not like it's not. Yeah, it's not even fucking close with him. And Jeff's like, that's bullshit. I'm never watching Death Battle ever again. And I was like, okay. My brother almost swore it off too because I made him watch Master Chief versus Doom Guy. And Scott's like, if Master Chief loses this, I will flip the fuck out. And they're going back and forth and whatnot. And at the end of the match, Doom Guy finally pulls out the fucking the BFG and shoots Master Chief and covers him in the fucking that acid slime shit that it shoots out. And it says game over, KO. And Scott's like, what the fuck? And you see the splash damage come back and it fucking kills Doom Guy. He basically kills himself with his own gun. And then all the acid shit rolls down and there's a bubble shield over Master Chief. It was a pretty good fight. Master Chief can't lose though to anybody like that because his superpower is luck, which is just a dumb superpower.
Right back.
All right. Sorry about that, Gabe. Hijacked your channel for a second there.
I don't care. I don't have any comment or input on it too much. Yeah. Highly controversial topic. That's what that is.
It is.
Yeah.
They really are.
I find it better to not engage in those.
It's funny because like me and you, we can agree that those are highly controversial, and then you'll see somebody who knows nothing about video games or anime or anything like that, and they'll be like, I don't understand why people get upset. Well, we've invested
because
a lot
everyone's
of time
biased, man. That's what it is. Everyone's like attached to one of these figures one way or another. Like I grew up with Halo, you know, so naturally I would be a little bit more biased with Master Chief, sort of thing. Get out of here,
my
man.
brother definitely.
Controversial questions.
Really.
I love those. Would you still date a girl if she accidentally killed your brother? Accidentally how?